Okay, good morning students. In this lecture we will see the point look ahead carry generator, but before that we will see the what are the previous points. Just take a revise. So in the second unit we study the different codes, digital codes. So with the help of this code you can transfer the information from one place to another place. Means you can't transfer information from one place to another place as it is. You should convert this information into other digital code, then and then you can transfer the information from one place to another place. So in this unit we already studied the different codes. Okay, so for example binary codes, then XS3 code, then gray code. Okay, so these examples are the examples of the different codes which are used for transferring the information from one place to another place. So also we seen in this unit how to convert this code. Means if you want to convert the code from binary to BCD, or BCD to binary, or BCD to gray code, or XS3 code to binary. Okay, so these are the conversion techniques of different codes of different codes. So also we seen the different digital circuits which are the used in the digital system. First is the half adder. So in this half adder there are the two inputs and two outputs. Outputs are sum and carry. Okay, but we seen the drawback of this half adder. Means in the half adder you just add the only 2 bits. Okay, you don't consider the carry. So if you want to consider the carry, then you go to the full adder circuit. Okay, so we already seen the what is the definition of this half adder, what is the block diagram of this half adder, what is the truth table of this half adder, and what is the K map of this half adder, and finally we seen the final logic diagram for this half adder. Okay, in the similar way we already seen the what is the function of full adder, then what is the function of half subtractor, then what is the function of full subtractor. Okay, these points we already covered in the previous lectures. So also we covered the point BCD adder. Okay, means if you want to perform the addition in between the two BCD numbers, then which care you have to be take. Okay, we already seen in the previous lectures. Actually I put the recorded video onto our Google Classroom. Okay, so you see this recorded video onto the Google Classroom, and also you put the comments. You don't put the comments like as a seen. Okay, I want from you put the comments like sir I understand. Okay, whether you are understand this concept or not. If you understand this concept, whatever you listen, then you put the comment, sir I understand these points. Okay, I understand these lectures. So if you have any queries, you can also put the comments onto that comment box. Okay, so I appeal all, don't put comment like a only seen. Okay, whatever in your mind, that comments are show into that comment box. So in the previous lecture we see how to perform the BCD additions. Means there are the two rules, main important rules. First you check that whether the carry is generated or not, or if the result is greater than 9 or not. If the result is greater than 9, or if the carry is generated, then there is some process. Okay, means in that case you have to add 6 into that particular result, then you get the final valid result. Okay, we already seen in the previous lecture. Okay, and also we seen how to implement this BCD adder. I mean there are some truth table, then there is a one K map, and according to the K map you draw the final logic diagram of this BCD adder. Okay, means numbers from 0 to 9, there are the two numbers, whether it is from 0 to 9. Okay, so you can just apply the inputs, two inputs to that logic circuit, then you get the final valid result at the output side. Okay, with the help of this logic diagram. In that logic diagram there are the two ICs, two BCD adder ICs and two AND gates and two OR gates. With the help of this gate and IC you can implement the BCD adder for performing the addition of two BCD numbers, and also you get the valid results. Valid results it means your input is BCD form as well as your output is also in the BCD format. Okay. So, these points I covered in the previous lectures. So, in this lecture we will see the look ahead carry generator. Look ahead carry generator. So, this concept suggests that means if you want to perform the two BCD numbers, okay, two BCD numbers, and carry is generated from D0, okay, carry is generated from D0, and this carry is passed to the D1, this carry is passed to the D2 bits, and this carry is also passed to the MSB bit, means this is the D3 bits. So, if you want to perform the addition of D3 bits, so you wait for this carry, carry. So, there is some time delay. So, to reduce this time delay, here you are using the look ahead carry generator, means the first carry generated at the LSB, but if you want to perform the addition at the MSB, so you just wait up to this carries carry from flow from LSB to MSB. So, it takes some time. Okay. So, to reduce this time you are using the look ahead carry generator. Okay. So, in this slide you see the first point, in adder circuit sum and carry outputs will be delayed due to the propagation delay of the gates involved in the full adder. Means if you are using the full adder, means suppose here you want to perform the 4-bit numbers, then you require the 4 full adder circuits, In the previous lectures I already discussed about that, means full adder is it is used only for performing the 2 bits additions. Okay, 2 bits addition, means if you want to perform the BCD addition or 4 bit BCD addition, at that time you require 4 full adder circuit which are connected in cascading, okay, means series. This if you want to perform the addition of 4 bits, of the two BCD numbers, okay, at that time you require the 4 full adder, circuits which are connected in cascading, then you can perform the addition. Okay. So, in this case if the carry is generated at the full first LSB full adder, okay, then this carry is transferred to the next full adder, then this carry is transferred to the again next full adder, and it comes at the last full adder location. Okay. So, you can't perform the addition of MSB bit directly. So, it takes some time for carries come at the MSB position. So, here much more time is required. So, to reduce this time, here you are using the look ahead carry generator. So, final see the second point, final stage carry has to ripple through all stages, therefore, reducing the speed of the adder as a number of stages are increased. So, limitation of ripple carry adder are overcome in look ahead carry generator. It requires additional circuitry but the speed of the adder becomes independent of the number of bits. Okay. So, in this slide you just keep the point in your mind, ki if you want to reduce the timing, of performing addition, so at that time you are also use the look ahead carry generator circuit for reducing the time of performing addition operations. So, here this is the slide. In this slide there are the two, this is the full adder circuit. Okay, this is the full adder circuit, means consider the full adder where intermediate signals are labeled as a Pi and Gi. Intermediate signals are labeled as a Pi and Gi. So what is the meaning of this Pi? Pi is the output of the XOR gate which has input Xi and Yi. Okay, means there are the two inputs which are the Xi and Yi, and output of this output of this XOR gate is called as the Pi. Then what is the Gi? Gi is the output of the AND gate, means you can say that Pi is the output of sum. Pi is the output of sum of the first full adder, and Gi is the output of carry of the first full adder. Okay, and this is the Ci, this is the carry bit, this is the carry bit. Okay, so this is the Pi and Gi. What is the output of Pi? Xi XOR Yi, and what is the output of Gi? Xi dot Yi. Next we see the output of Ci plus 1 Si in terms of Pi, Gi and Ci. Okay, means if you observe this logic diagram, at the output side there are the two outputs. First output is the Si and second output is the Ci plus 1. Si is nothing but the sum of this final logic circuits, and Ci plus 1, this is the carry. This is means in the full adder there are the two outputs, first is the sum and second is the carry. Okay, so output for sum it is indicated as a Si, and output for the carry it is indicated as a Ci plus 1. So the output of Ci plus 1 Si in the terms of Pi, Gi and Ci are is, means what is the output for sum? Si is equal to Pi XOR Ci. You see the diagrams. Okay, what is the output of Si? Output of Si, there is one XOR gate, and which are the inputs? First input is the Pi and second input is come from the Ci. So what is the output for Si? Pi XOR Ci, Pi XOR Ci. Okay, next we will see what is the output of carry, means it is indicated as a Ci plus 1. It is indicated as a Ci plus 1. So what is the output of Ci plus 1? In the form of Gi, Pi and Ci. This is the actually in the Ci plus 1. Finally you see final gate is, you see that there is one OR gate, then AND gate. Okay, so what is the output of this OR gate? Pi dot Ci, means this is the output for AND gate, Pi dot Ci and plus Gi. Okay, then plus Gi, means what is the second input of this OR gate? What is the second input of this OR gate? This is the Gi. And what is the first input of this OR gate? This is the output of AND gate, but input of this AND gate is the Pi and Ci. So output for carry is the Gi plus Pi dot Ci. So this is the equations. Okay, so looking at the equation 2, Gi is equal to Xi dot Yi. It is called as the carry generator signal. This is called as the carry generator signals. Means if you see the equation, Gi is equal to Xi dot Yi. This is called as the carry generator signal. And what is mean by Pi? Pi is called as the carry propagate signal. Carry propagate signals. Okay, so in this diagram there are the two signals are created. First signal is created is called as the Gi, and which is called as the carry generator signals, and second signal is the carry propagate signals. Okay, so in this slide this is the 4 bit, this is the 4 bit triple carry adder. The equations for the carry signals are, so these are the equation. Here you just put the values for I from 0 to 1 2 3 4. Okay, means if you want to perform the addition of BCD numbers, then you require the 4 4 BCD full adder circuit, 4 full adder circuits. So in that case, first full adder carry is called as the for I you put the value for I is equal to 1. Second full adder carry, you put the value for I is equal to 2. Then you put the value for third full adder I is equal to 3, and lastly I is equal to 4. So if you put this value from I for I is from 0 to 1 to 4, and you see the output of this equation, and if you see the output of this equation, then you get that then you get that the output of MSB means if you want to perform the addition of last full adder circuit, at that time the only one carry is present, which is the C1, and this C1 carry is directly continuously transferred up to the MSB bit. So you don't consider the carry output for C2 for performing the addition at D3 bits. Means if you want to perform the addition at D3 bits, which is called as the MSB bit, so you consider the output of the result of the D3 bit addition, D2 bit additions. Okay. So in this case, if you put the values for I is equal to 0 to 1 to 4, then you don't check the conditions for before operations. So this is the main advantage of the look ahead carry generator. So so from your side, you just put the values for I is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Then you check what is the final equation of this carry generator. Then you get what is the use of this look ahead carry generator. So which point is keep in your mind? The look ahead carry generator circuit is used for reducing the propagation delay time, okay, means due to this carry some delay is generated, and here you want to perform the addition in very less time. So for reducing this propagation delay, you are using the look ahead carry generator. Again this is the again example. You just put the values for I is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, then you get the answer. Okay. So this is the actually final look ahead carry generator circuits. Okay. What is the IC for this? 74182 IC. Okay. So using this IC you can perform the addition of two BCD numbers in very less time, because here which concept is used? Look ahead carry generator concept is used. That is why your result is come in very less time. Okay. So this is the next point, multiplexer. This is the another application of the combinational logic circuit, because in this unit we see the what is the combinational logic circuits and what are the applications of combinational logic circuits. So this is one of the application of combinational logic circuit, which is the multiplexer. So multiplexer is a combinational logic circuit with multiple data inputs and single output depending on the control or select inputs. Okay. So in this multiplexer there are number of inputs are present, means more than one inputs are present, but output should be one, means it is also called as the many into one. It is also called as the many into ones, means there are the number of inputs are present, but outputs is only one, and it depends on to the control or select inputs, means while selecting the inputs means there are the number of, suppose there are the 8 inputs are present. Okay. And there is only one output. This is the what is the name of this multiplexer? 8:1, means you take one example for multiplexer, it is a 8:1. 8:1 it is nothing but there are 8 inputs are present, but there is only one output is came. Okay. So how it is possible? This is possible with the help of selecting inputs. This is possible with the help of selecting inputs, means there are the 3 selecting inputs, and if the inputs are 0 1 1, if these selecting inputs are 0 1 1, then out of these 8 inputs, 3 inputs are number 3 inputs is coming at the output side. Suppose select lines are 1 1 1, means 7, means only 7 input is passed at the output sides. Okay. So this is the logic behind the multiplexer, means in the multiplexer there are the number of inputs are present, but output is 1. Okay. So it is also called as the many into 1. So, okay. So how to pass the particular input at the output side? This is with the help of selecting the select inputs. Okay. Select input. While selecting the select inputs, you choose which input you want to be passed at the output side. Okay. So for see the slide, for the n input lines, log n means base 2 selection lines, or we can say that 2 raised to n input lines. N selection lines are required. Multiplexer are also known as the data n selector, parallel to serial converter, many to one circuit, universal logic circuit. Okay. These are the names for this multiplexer, means this multiplexer, it is also called as the data selector, it is also called as the parallel to serial converter. Okay. Parallel to serial converter. Actually this application it is used in the our communication system. Okay. Means data present in the parallel form. Okay. But here you have to pass this data through serially. So in this case you are using the multiplexer in the communication system, and it is also called as the many to one inputs, and it is also called as the universal logic circuit. It is also called as the universal logic circuits. And in the first paragraph you see that there are the log n selection lines, or we can say that 2 raised to n input lines, 2 raised to n. Suppose 3 select lines, then how many inputs? 2 raised to 3, means there are the 8 inputs are present. Suppose n is equal to 4, then how many input lines? 2 raised to 4, 16 inputs are present. Okay. This is the formula for calculating the how many inputs lines are present. So these input lines presents with the help of the select lines, means how many select lines are there, then according to the selection line there are the inputs present. Okay. So what is the advantages of this multiplexer? First advantage is the simplification of logical expression is not required, and second is it minimizes the IC count, and logic design is simplified. Okay. So these are the 2 advantages of the multiplexer. First advantage is the simplification of logic expression is not required, means in the previous lecture we see that there are the some simplification is done through K-map, means here you are using there are the number of logical equation. These are the very length of this logical equation is very large, and at that time you require to reduce the length of this logical expression. So you are using the simplification techniques, but in the multiplexer there is no any need. So this is the advantages of multiplexer. And what is the second advantage of this multiplexer? It minimizes the IC count, means, and logic design is simplified, means it reduce the electronic circuits, So your motherboard size is very less while you are using the multiplexer, means if you want to design any system, then you require the one motherboard, and onto this motherboard there are number of ICs, number of gates. Okay. So here you want to reduce this electronic circuit, so your motherboard size is reduced. So this is the second advantage of the multiplexer. Next is what is the application? Multiplexer are mainly used to increase the amount of data that can be sent over the network within certain amount of time and bandwidth. Okay. Means main application of this multiplexer in the communication system. Nowadays we observe that there is the 3G communication, 4G communication. Now one communication is come forward, which is the 5G communication. Okay. So all this communication performing onto the serial communication. Okay. So in this case you are using the concept of multiplexer. So multiplexer is what is the main application of multiplexer? The main application of multiplexer in the communication system, we will see in the further slides. Okay. So, these are the ICs, this is the description and this is the output. So, in the next lecture we see the details of this multiplexer, means what is the which IC you are using, what is the block diagram of this multiplexer, then what is the truth table of this multiplexer. Okay. These points we will cover in the next lecture. So, here we stop, and again I appeal to all, you listen this recorded lecture properly. Okay. And if you understand this lecture, then you put the comment like as a understood. Okay. Don't put comment like a seen or okay. Okay. So, if you understand properly, then you put the comment understood. Okay. Otherwise, you suppose you don't understand, then you put the comments sir I don't understand. Okay. So, and if you have any queries, then you can ask me anytime, you have my numbers. Okay. Personal WhatsApp number, you can put the post onto the personal WhatsApp number. So, I think this is the very simple points, you listen properly, then you get the ideas of this lecture, which points I have already discussed. So, here we stop here, and in the next lecture we will see the details of this multiplexer. Okay. So, thank you and take care.